Welcome to day 9, everyone. Transforming inner judgment. This is when we really start to get into the juicy stuff. So, yesterday you should have gotten to know your negative self talk, bringing it into light so you can become familiarized with its persona and characteristics without judgment, without fixing. This just helps you to increase your awareness. So today we're going to add on to yesterday's reflection by using your negative self-talk as a guide to transform self-judgment through bringing awareness to our needs. So before we get into the heart of the content today, I just want to say, we all have needs, whether we like it or not. And we do have a right to meet these needs in a loving way. But the only way to do that is to first reveal them, admit that we have them, and of course, use our darkness as our guiding light. So I know that some of us like to say, oh, well, I don't want to have needs. I don't want to be known as needy. People don't like needy people. It's interesting the relationship that we have with our beliefs about what it means to have needs or desires or wants. And I think especially in the spiritual community, they're afraid to admit that they might perhaps have a need in that moment. And, whether needs get met or not and how you deal with that is a totally different story. But I think it's really important that we're honest with ourselves to say, when we're feeling negative, that usually means there's a need that is not being fulfilled. And there are healthy ways to go about filling these needs and meeting them ourselves instead of expecting others to fulfill these needs. And sometimes the needs can't be met. And we're going to get into that on a later day of this challenge of what to do when needs are not able to be met and how to mourn those, grieve those, and let them go. But anyway, I'm jumping the gun. I just wanted to, preface with that it's okay to admit that you have needs. All right, so before we get into today, just revisit that intention from day number 1. Let yourself really steep in the awareness of that intention, and from that new space, create a new intention. What are you hoping to receive today from learning how to transform inner judgment and getting to know your negative self-talk on an even deeper level? State that intention out loud with power, and when you're ready, continue on. Okay, so transforming inner judgment. This is going to be one of the lengthier videos of this whole challenge. This is a process that I want to invite you to dig really deep. This requires such self-honesty. I can't even express it enough. Self-honesty and courage to just keep pulling back the layers and using your imagination sometimes to help you get unstuck if you find yourself stuck. Of course, if you find yourself stuck or confused at all throughout this entire process, just comment, post in the 21-day Positive Outlook group challenge Facebook group, and I'll help you through it as well as anyone else. So, okay. Negative self-talk is essentially judgment. It's inner judgment. And so what we want to do is use moments when judgment pops up as an opportunity to increase our awareness of our overall well-being and what in our life, if anything, needs to change, okay? And so when judgment or other failures or challenges happen in our lives, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to highlight the areas in which our qualities of our whole self have not yet been activated. These are the moments to see which qualities of our true self wishes to emerge. And we get stuck in these loops of darkness, don't we, when we haven't quite learned the lessons necessary to call out and activate these qualities of our whole complete self. It's just going to keep happening over and over and over until we say, okay, what am I to learn here? In what ways am I an energetic match for this experience? What qualities of my true self are yearning to emerge through this experience? And if I don't allow those qualities to emerge, will this keep happening? The answer is yes. It will keep happening. So today's focus is mainly self-judgment. So pull up your worksheet on your computer or print it out and fill this one out alongside me in the video. So you're going to want to pause in between questions to give yourself time to fill it out. I don't recommend watching the whole video and then filling out the worksheet because you're going to get a little lost and confused Go along with me. I'll take you through step by step and help inspire you to dig a little deeper than if you were to just do the worksheet on your own. So lots of pausing and playing, okay? So I want to invite you to think of one time recently, just one time. This will help us really, what am I trying to say? This staying focused on one topic will help keep you focused so that you're not like and thinking of all the times your negative self-talk popped up. Okay, so think of one time recently when your negative self-talk popped up. Recall that experience that caused the self-judgment without actually focusing on the judgments you made of yourself just yet. Simply just focus on the experience that triggered it and think about the details. For example, was the experience eating junk food until you felt sick to your stomach? Or was it choosing to binge Netflix over spending time outside on a beautiful day or working out? Did you make a mistake at work or start a fight in your relationships? Either relationship. So relive that experience for a moment and write it down in response to question number 1 on your worksheet. Feel free to get detailed as well. And I'm going to share an example with you of someone that I know who processed through this same exercise and her findings that she had. So, for example, we'll call her Ashley. Her name's Ashley, even though it's not Ashley, okay? So Ashley recorded herself working out to share with others. She wants to inspire people with her journey, and so she's training to be a health coach, and so she wanted to record herself working out and share it on her social media. But when she watched the video, she didn't post it, okay? So that's the experience that triggered her negative self-talk, and I'll continue with the example, but feel free to pause and fill out question number 1. Now, question number 2, what needs were you trying to meet by doing what you did? What needs were you trying to meet by doing what you did in the initial trigger, okay? So challenge yourself to get deep here and be completely honest with yourself. What are the needs that are on the surface, and what needs might be harder for you to perhaps admit underneath? So, for example, with Ashley, her experience of not posting that workout, for example, her surface needs, she wanted to create the video and post it because she wanted to motivate people, she wanted to inspire people, and she had a deeper need for receiving encouragement from others, support, and love. Now, when she didn't post the video, the need for her that she wanted to fulfill was security. She needed to feel secure. She knew that if she didn't post it, she wasn't going to shake herself out of her comfort zone. She felt safer not posting it. So allow yourself to really conjure up these needs. Be fully honest with you on the surface level needs, the needs that are underneath the surface. And it's okay to admit that you had those needs in that moment. And I want to invite you to, with question number 3, really allow yourself to steep in the awareness of these needs. Allow them to just fill your body. Breathe them in. And what do you notice? Go ahead and write about what you notice when you reflect on these needs and invite them into your conscious awareness. Now, question number 4, what judgments did you make of yourself in this moment? What judgments did you make of yourself from this triggering point? For example, with Ashley, when she watched her workout video, she started to call herself fat. She started to say she's an aspiring actress, or she is an actress, but she's aspiring to make it really big. And so she got afraid, and she was like, no, I'm not skinny like the other actresses. I don't look like them. Even though she's a beautiful, beautiful woman, her negative self-talk was shining a light on the ways in which she perceived herself to be, which was not good enough, right? So feel free on question number 4 to make a list of all the judgments you made of yourself in that moment. And be honest. It's okay to have these judgments. And question number 5. Imagine your negative self-talk had positive intentions. Now, I know that might be hard to do at first, but we learned yesterday that our negative self-talk is simply just a character in our lives, and it does have intentions, positive intentions for our internal community and our well-being, even though it might express it in weird ways. So number 5, what needs was your negative self-talk trying to meet for you by chiming in at that moment? Okay, so in Ashley's example, she noticed a need for acceptance and a need for wholeness. Her negative self-talk was actually showing her where she's lacking self-love by looking for validation from outside sources, and showing her that, hey, you're not fully in love with yourself just yet. And if you're not, can you really do this? Can you really take a step forward? So positive intentions of her negative self-talk was acceptance, the need for wholeness, and to show her where she lacks self-love. Now, number 6, allow yourself to really steep in the awareness of those needs. And when I say steep, I mean really steep, like you're steeping a tea bag. You're just soaking it in hot water, and you're just letting it infiltrate all cells of your being. And notice what comes up for you when you are aware of these needs, and write that down. Now, sometimes we, even in the midst of showing these needs and exploring what it was that triggered us and everything, we still hold on to our judgments. We still have a hard time releasing the idea that we are not good enough or something along those lines. And so if that's in your case, if you're having a hard time releasing your judgments, what needs are you trying to meet by holding on to these judgments? What needs of yours are you trying to meet by holding on to these judgments? Feel free to write your answers to number 7. And number 8, now that you're steeped in the awareness of your needs, what exciting and empowering action can you take to honor all of these needs at once? So in Ashley's example, she ended up saying, okay, now I'm aware of my needs. I'm aware of the positive intentions my negative self-talk had. I'm aware of the places that need healing within me. So she decided that she was going to post her video anyway. And this time, without just posting it, she was going to share her experience with her negative self-talk. She was going to be vulnerable and talk about how she was scared to post that video because of XYZ and all the needs that she had that she knew she needed to meet. And she also decided to spend time in front of the mirror with uplifting words regarding her body, making sure she relayed those messages to herself. So she did a beautiful thing of moving into a vulnerable, heartfelt space, sharing with others, because remember, she originally wanted to motivate and inspire people. Well, guess what? When we share our vulnerabilities, that is the fast track way to motivate and inspire, because everyone else, they're all feeling the same thing. And she got her video posted. She did it in a way that motivated and inspired others, but she also noticed where she was lacking self-love within herself. And so she thanked her negative self-talk for being that sort of flashlight into those places that needed healing. And she did. She ended up posting the video, got a lot of traffic from people. They loved it. They really resonated with her message, and she felt like a huge weight was just lifted off of her shoulders. So that is just one example. And once again, I hope that you were able to pause and push play whenever you needed, to give yourself time to really process through this and feel it. Most importantly, let it come up in your body. Notice the sensations. If you need to do it again, by all means, go for it. And hey, you can always refer back to this video and this worksheet anytime negative self-talk pops up on another occasion. Go right to this and it'll help you process through it, okay? So in addition to whichever action steps you have created for yourself to honor the needs that came up in this exercise, I want to challenge you to connect with a person, place, thing, or activity that helps you enter the state of being of whichever quality of your true self was trying to emerge through the experience that you had. And of course, don't forget to share your insights with the Facebook group. And I can't wait to hear how this adventure is going for you. I'll join you guys tomorrow for day 10. Bye.